Mr. Billy Ray Turner. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Mr. Turner, it's probably been over a year since you've been in court. And I want to apologize to you because your case has been put on hold for a while. I think that your case set for trial last October 2020, and trial proceedings in the state of Tennessee have been suspended by the Supreme Court because of coronavirus. And once we were given clearance to resume trying cases, the health department concluded that we were unable to try cases in this courtroom because they were too small and they were unsafe. The Supreme Court, as of about 2 or 3 weeks ago, has entered another order that would allow us to resume trying cases in this courtroom, in the courtrooms that we have established. There's now 3 feet of distance and separation. It was 6, and so we're now able to resume trying cases in this court. So you haven't been here over a year because we were not allowed to bring you to court unless you were pleading guilty or unless you had a bond hearing. We've already had a bond hearing on your case, and that's why you haven't been in court over a year. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Talked to the lawyers earlier this morning and asked them to look at their trial calendars. And Mr. Turner, the earliest trial date that both lawyers have agreed on, and we're trying to set aside at least 2 weeks to make sure your case is going to be tried. The earliest trial date has been recommended is January 31st, 2022. So I'm going to set your case for trial, Mr. Turner, on Monday, January 31st, 2022. I'm actually setting aside 2 weeks in case this case takes longer to try than a 1 week setting. So we'll start this trial on January 31st. We'll start jury selection on that day. We had talked about some questionnaires the last time this case was scheduled for trial. We'll draft those questionnaires, make those questionnaires available for the lawyers so we can try to expedite the jury selection process. So we get probably 150 people summoned for jury duty, 200 people. We could not have done that even as late of today. We could do that. Because the jury assembly room, I think, holds about maybe 250, 300 people. They still have to be separated. So hopefully in January, we'll be at a position where most of Shelby County who wants to be vaccinated has been vaccinated, and we can get rid of or do away with some of those other restrictions that we have. So we get a larger jury pool at 157 Poplar. We'll probably summons 150, 200 jurors for your case and get the information to the lawyers as soon as it is complete. So they can start looking at potential jurors, and hopefully that will speed up your process of jury selection. We're going to get this case tried beginning on January 31st. We're setting aside that week and the week of February 7th to make sure that your case is in fact concluded. So those 2 weeks will be your jury trial weeks, Mr. Turner. There will not be anything else set for trial in this court, and God willing, the pandemic not reverting or starting to get worse, we'll be able to get your case tried in January of next year. You have any questions, sir?
No, sir.
Mr. Turner, make sure, and I know you've been cooperating with Ms. Perry, but make sure you continue to cooperate with Ms. Perry. I appreciate your patience. And again, I want to apologize to you that we were not able to try this case, but there's some things that we have no control over. Not anything Ms. Perry could have done, not anything that prosecutors could have done, Schofield, Ms. Hagman, not anything I could have done. This is an unfortunate act of God. I don't want to put this on God. This is an unfortunate catastrophe. And hopefully we would never see anything like this in at least our lifetimes, and hopefully not in our children's lifetime, because it's something that's unprecedented. Continue to cooperate with your lawyer. See you back in court on January 31st, 2022. We'll get your case tried for you, sir.
Thank you.
Any questions, sir?
I just not a question, but I just want to thank you for go ahead and get it over with, because I've been incarcerated almost 4 years now. So I want to go ahead and get back to my innocence and get back to my family.
Mr. Turner, we'll get the case tried for you, sir. Unless there's another unfortunate catastrophic event, and God knows we don't need another one, unless there's another catastrophic event that delays your trial, it will be tried. Okay? So keep working with your lawyer. For the lawyers, Mr. Schofield, Mr. Hagerman, Mr. Perry, do we anticipate any other motions that need to be filed and or heard before that trial setting?
Your Honor, previously we had a number of motions that we anticipated, and the court had indicated an intermittent motion date. So can I let this down just a little bit? And at that time, this morning, we haven't set a motion date, and so if the court would give us a motion deadline, I'd appreciate it.
You give your report setting for any and all motions that you anticipate need to be filed, to have those motions filed. And on that report setting, we'll get a motion date for any motions that need to be heard. Madam Clerk, about would like that date in July or August, Mr. Perry, Ms. Schofield, Mr. Hagerman?
I think August is probably better.
August for me as well.
A 60-day date for report, please. Is Wednesday, August 11th, a good day for all lawyers for reports?
That'll be fine, Your Honor.
And for the record, we'll show this case set for report, an interim report date on Wednesday, August 11th. That's the deadline to have an end in all motions filed. And on August 11th, those motions that need to be heard, whether it's an evidentiary motion or motions that will require some argument, we'll set it for a motions hearing date, and we'll get those motions heard, and we'll get it tried in January. Anything else, Mr. Perry?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Schofield, Mr. Hagerman, anything else?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank y'all. Appreciate your patience also while we've been waiting on some return to normalcy. Ms. Perry, I see you back on August 11th for a report setting. And on that date, we'll get a motion date for you to hear in motions that need to be heard, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ms. Perry. Step out, sir.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir. Ms. Smith. Yes, sir. We call the board to recess and we're in the seat.